Hey, Dustin Hockensmith here with Jeremy Elliott, your fantasy football insider for PennLive.com. Taking a look at some tricky backfield situations this week, Jeremy. One that I want to take a closer look at, the Philadelphia Eagles. A couple weeks in a row now, Ryan Mathews has been slowed with an ankle injury. In his place, last week, week 3, in a 34-3 win over the Steelers, a really impressive win. Doug Peterson, the Eagles coach, mixed and matched his guys. What you saw was Wendell Smallwood, a rookie from West Virginia, emerge as the majority ball carrier there. 17 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. Kenyon Barner got 8 touches. Darren Sproles got, I think, 8 touches total, 6 catches for 128 and a touchdown. I think if Mathews were to be slowed by injury, which he has a reputation for doing, you'll see a little bit more of this where there's a 2-to-1 breakdown, Smallwood to Barner, and then Sproles as that pass-catching complement to both of them. I think unlike some other backfield situations, there's a clear division of roles. Again, the Eagles go into a week 4 bye. They come out of it. They play at Detroit in week 5. So you don't have to prioritize Wendell Smallwood to a crazy extent, but if you can stomach having him on your roster for a week plus, just occupying a bench spot, it'll be interesting to see how they come out of the break, because the other dynamic, and I know I'm doing all the talking here, I apologize for that. I got a lot to say. The other dynamic,
coffee. You had a lot of coffee.
Oh yeah, and it's ongoing. It's ongoing. The other dynamic, Doug Peterson inherits the Eagles' job. He inherits Ryan Mathews. So I'm not sure if Ryan Mathews is or isn't his guy. So there could be some change brewing in Philadelphia. There could be some injury issues for Ryan Mathews, and there could be some opportunity in fantasy.
Well, I mean, Wendell Smallwood, I've actually flipped on this. I like Darren Sproles during our podcast earlier in the week. Now, I'm more of a Wendell Smallwood guy because I'm thinking, look, Carson Wentz looks really good. So defenses can't key on the run and dare Carson Wentz to beat him, because he can. So Wendell Smallwood, he averaged over 4 yards a carry last week, had a touchdown. I like that dynamic. I like his explosion. I like the way he gets through a hole. He can cut. Not going to do a lot in PPR, but that's okay. Sproles is going to take that away, but it's 4 or 5 games a year where he explodes. It's not consistent. The Eagles are still going to want to run the ball, and if Mathews is on the shelf, Smallwood could be the guy. I'm not worried about Barner at all. I think that's just spelling Wendell Smallwood in a couple spots. I think as Smallwood starts to churn out more yards and become more valuable, his value goes up for fantasy owners. I think he's a grab and stash.
At the very least, it's a situation where that advice is warranted. Again, with the week 4 bye, there's no immediate assistance on the horizon. It's hard to prioritize Smallwood, but in deeper formats, for sure, I'm willing to gamble and speculate for a week plus and see what happens in week 5 when the Eagles come out of their bye, just to see what Doug Peterson is thinking, where his head's at, where Ryan Mathews is with an ankle injury that we don't know much about as we sit here today. So this is a situation that bears watching at the very least. If you can afford to take a shot at Wendell Smallwood, I would do it, especially if you own Ryan Mathews. So there we go. Keep an eye on it week 5 and beyond. That's Jeremy Elliott. I'm Dustin Hockensmith, your fantasy football insider for PennLive.com.